Mabuhay. And welcome back to the ExcelEdge Realty podcast, you guys. Out there building those real estate careers, and we're back to help you fuel those ambitions, especially those of you aiming for the mid to high ticket properties. I'm Lex.
And I'm Vera.
From the ExcelEdge podcast show. And today we're taking a deep dive into something that's really at the heart of it all for any aspiring Filipino real estate professional out there. We're talking about closing more deals. We've got some amazing insights from a sales expert who's really broken down what works in today's market. And trust me, some of this advice is going to completely change the way you think about things.
You know, it really is about taking your sales skills to that next level. Not just the basics, but those subtle shifts that can make a real difference.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just get real for a second. We've all been there, right?
Yeah.
You're putting in the work, meeting with clients, you're showcasing properties, but sometimes it feels like you're constantly selling, but not actually closing.
You know, it's such a common frustration, and especially in a competitive market like we have here in the Philippines.
Right, and our expert points out that a lot of real estate professionals, they actually get stuck in this selling mindset, and that can actually be a barrier to closing.
It's true, because instead of focusing on building that genuine relationship and really understanding the client's needs, they get so focused on just pushing that sale, and that can be so off-putting.
Yeah, especially in Filipino culture, right? Relationships are everything. Trust is paramount.
Absolutely, and building that rapport is key. So instead of that selling, our expert suggests shifting to a mindset of determining fit.
Determining fit. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. What does that even look like in practice, though?
It's about becoming that trusted advisor, someone who really understands their challenges and helps them find the right solution, even if that means walking away from the deal.
So you're saying sometimes the best way to close a deal is to not try to close a deal.
It sounds counterintuitive, I know, but it's about building that trust. You're not just after a quick sale. You genuinely want to help them find that perfect fit, even if it's not with you. And that authenticity, you know, Filipinos really respond to that.
I see how that could build that strong connection and really establish yourself as the expert that you are. But how do we actually put this determining fit approach into action? What are the steps?
So our expert lays out a very clear framework, and it starts with understanding the modern Filipino real estate buyer. These buyers are savvy, they're informed, they've done their research, they've compared options, and they're not easily swayed by some generic sales pitch.
Right. They need to feel understood, like you're speaking directly to their needs and concerns.
Exactly. So ditch that traditional sales script. Our expert recommends a technique called the whiteboard pitch.
Whiteboard pitch. Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Yeah, so it's a very visual and engaging way to capture their attention right from the start and really demonstrate your expertise. So instead of launching into a generic pitch, you use a whiteboard or even just a piece of paper to visually map out the top 3 challenges that you see your clients facing in the Philippine real estate market.
So you're saying start by addressing their pain points.
Exactly. For example, you might point out the challenge of rising interest rates right now and how that's impacting affordability, especially for those aiming for those higher-priced properties.
Yeah, that's a huge concern for so many Filipinos right now.
Or you could discuss the complexities of property ownership for OFWs. They're a significant part of the market. Or maybe you highlight the limited inventory in certain high-demand areas, which is driving up those prices.
Yeah, all very real and relevant issues, but wouldn't clients already be aware of these challenges?
They might be aware on the surface, but are they seeing the full picture? And this is the key. You don't just state these challenges, you back them up with compelling statistics and data. You mention the latest interest rate trends. You can cite figures on the OFW market, showcase data on property appreciation in specific areas.
Right, so you're not just offering opinions, you're providing evidence-based insights.
Exactly. It positions you as that knowledgeable professional who truly understands the market. And for Filipino clients you know who value that concrete information, that's so powerful.
I can already see how this sets you apart from the competition, right? It's about showcasing your expertise right from the start.
And it shows that you're not just there to make a sale. You're there to guide them to the best decision.
Okay, so we've grabbed their attention with this whiteboard pitch, showed them we understand their world. What's the next step in this determining fit framework?
All right, so the next step might actually surprise you. It's the power of disqualification.
Disqualification, you mean like turning clients away?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't really sound like it helps us close more deals, especially when we're talking about that mid-price to high-ticket market.
I know, right? It seems a little counterintuitive. But think about it this way. Would you rather spend all your time chasing after clients who are unlikely to buy, or focus your energy on the ones who are actually a good fit for what you offer?
Okay, that makes sense in terms of efficiency, but how do we actually determine fit? without being too pushy or judgmental, especially Filipino clients can be very sensitive to that.
It's all about asking the right questions. So instead of just jumping right into a sales pitch, you strategically ask questions designed to quickly identify whether their needs and goals align with your expertise and the properties that you represent.
So like a gentle filtering process. You're not rejecting them, you're just determining whether you can really serve them well.
Exactly. For example, if you specialize in luxury condos in Makati and a client's looking for, a modest family home out in the province, you can politely explain that their needs might be better met by someone else and even offer referrals.
Right, that shows confidence and a genuine desire to help, even if it means letting go of a potential client.
Right. And by disqualifying those who aren't a good fit,
Hmm.
you free up your time and energy to really focus on the clients who are most likely to convert.
So it's all about quality over quantity, and it kind of protects our reputation too,
Yeah.
because we're not trying to force a sale where it just doesn't make sense.
Exactly. And think about it this way. The whole process becomes much smoother when you're working with clients who are genuinely excited about what you have to offer and they already trust your expertise. It makes closing that deal so much easier.
Makes sense. Okay, so we got the whiteboard pitch, we have the power of disqualification. What else is in this framework?
So the next step is all about using case study storytelling. And this is particularly powerful when you're dealing with high-value properties.
Storytelling. How does that fit into a sales strategy?
Think about it, it's about painting a picture, right? Creating that emotional connection. So instead of just listing features or making general claims, you share compelling stories of how you've helped similar clients overcome their real estate challenges and ultimately achieve their dreams.
I love that, Filipinos, we love stories. It's such a big part of our culture. But how do we make sure these stories actually resonate with clients who are looking at these high-end properties?
Well, you want to focus on those relatable aspirations and outcomes, right? So don't just talk about, the size of the deal or the fancy amenities. Share stories of families who found their perfect multi-generational home, business owners who invested in a property that really elevated their brand, or individuals who, achieved financial security through strategic real estate investments.
So you're showcasing the lifestyle and the long-term value, not just the bricks and mortar.
Exactly. And these stories, they not only demonstrate your expertise, but they also inspire your clients to envision themselves in a similar success story.
Powerful way to connect on a deeper level, especially with clients who are looking for something more than just a transaction.
It shows that you really understand their aspirations and that you can help them reach those goals. And when you're dealing with those high-value clients, that level of trust and understanding is crucial.
This is all making so much sense. But let's be real for a second. Even with the best strategies, we're going to face objections, right? Especially when we're talking about significant investments.
Of course, objections are a natural part of the sales process, but they're not necessarily roadblocks. They're actually opportunities to understand your client's concerns and provide even more value.
So how do we handle those objections in a way that builds trust and moves the conversation forward, especially dealing with Filipino clients who might be hesitant to express their concerns directly?
The key is to really listen, actively acknowledge their concerns, and address them with empathy and expertise. Don't get defensive or try to force your perspective.
So it's more about having a conversation than trying to win an argument.
Exactly. For example, if a client says, I need to run this by my family, which is so common. In Filipino culture, don't dismiss that as just a delay tactic.
Right. Family is everything here in the Philippines, especially when it comes to these major investments like real estate.
Show respect for their family dynamics and even offer to involve them in the process. You could say something like, I completely understand, family's so important. And I want to make sure everyone feels comfortable with this decision. Would you like to schedule a meeting together so we can address any questions they might have?
That shows that you're not just focused on closing that deal.
Yeah.
But you're focused on building that relationship and making sure that everyone feels heard.
Exactly. And by addressing those concerns head on, you're building trust and demonstrating your commitment to their well-being.
Okay, what about another common objection, especially in those higher price ranges? I can't afford it.
This is where your expertise in financing options and market trends really comes in handy. So instead of just saying, yes, you can, educate them about the possibilities.
Okay, like what kind of things?
Well, you could explore different financing programs, discuss potential rental income if it's an investment property, or highlight the long-term appreciation potential of properties in specific areas.
So you're reframing the conversation from affordability to investment strategy.
Exactly. You're not just selling a property, you're becoming their financial advisor. Their guide to building long-term wealth through real estate.
This is so empowering for clients. It gives them the confidence to make informed decisions. But what about our own confidence? How do we stay motivated and resilient,
Mm.
especially when we're facing rejection or, dealing with those challenging clients?
Such a great question. And our expert offers some really powerful mindset shifts that can help you develop unshakable confidence. And the first one might surprise you: stop needing the sale.
Wait, what? How can we succeed in sales if we don't need the sale?
It's about detaching from the outcome. When you're so focused on just closing that deal no matter what, you come across as desperate or pushy, which actually pushes clients away.
So it's more about attracting the sale than chasing it.
Exactly. When you're genuinely passionate about helping your clients and confident in your expertise and detached from the need to close every single deal, you become so much more relaxed, assertive, and persuasive.
I can see how that can make you a lot more magnetic to clients. It's about focusing on the value that you bring rather than, the commission you might earn.
Exactly. And that leads to the next mindset shift. See sales as a game.
A game. I like where this is going.
Detach from all the emotional ups and downs by viewing it as a game of strategy and skill. You win some, you lose some, but you learn and you grow from every experience.
It takes the pressure off and lets us embrace those challenges with a more playful and resilient attitude.
Exactly. And speaking of learning, that's the final mindset shift that our expert really emphasizes. Embrace continuous learning.
This resonates so deeply with the Filipino spirit of CPAG at Tiaga. Hard work and perseverance, we're always striving to better ourselves.
Absolutely. So constantly seek feedback, analyze what works and what doesn't, and never stop refining your skills. The real estate market is constantly evolving, and the best professionals are the ones who stay ahead of the curve.
This growth mindset is so essential for success in any field. But especially in real estate, you need to adapt to changing market conditions, client preferences, and especially when targeting those higher-end clients who have those really high expectations.
It's about going beyond the basics and adopting a more strategic and client-centric approach.
Wow, this has been an incredible deep dive. So many valuable insights and practical strategies. But before we wrap up, I want to make sure our listeners know where they can find more resources and support on their journey to becoming those top-performing real estate professionals.
Absolutely. And if you're ready to level up your real estate game, especially if you're aiming for those mid-price to high-ticket properties, you got to check out ExcelEdge Realty.
Oh, they are the experts in helping Filipino real estate professionals like you really thrive, especially when it comes to those higher value properties where the stakes are a bit higher and the rewards are even greater.
And their website, www.exceledge.com.ph, it's packed with resources, training programs. They even have a community of like-minded professionals who are all committed to excellence. It's a fantastic resource, for staying ahead of the curve, mastering those latest strategies, and connecting with others who really understand, the unique challenges and opportunities that we have here in the Filipino real estate market.
This deep dive, it's giving you a solid framework for approaching sales in a way that's more strategic and ultimately more fulfilling. But it's not about just blindly following a script. It's about adapting these principles to your own unique personality and your own style.
I agree. Take what resonates with you, experiment, and find what works best for you. It's a journey, not a destination. There's always more to learn and new ways to grow.
So as you move forward, think about how each element of this determining fit, the whiteboard pitch, disqualification, storytelling, how can you tailor those to your unique approach? What will your version of this strategy look like?
That's the exciting part. You get to take these principles and make them your own. And as you do, you'll find that you're not just closing more deals, you're building a more successful and fulfilling career.
Salamat for joining us on this deep dive into the world of high-performing real estate sales.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you.
And remember, we'll be back with more deep dives uncovering even more strategies to help you thrive in the Philippine real estate market. Don't forget to hit that follow button and share this with anyone who you think could benefit. Mabuhay.